Welcome to game number 3 of this round of 16 series. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, this is still the round of 16, and this is game number 3. We are all tied up 1-1. Spawning in the top left corner, your yellow Protoss player. Normally a Zerg, but playing Protoss here in this PvZ, it is Franscar.
And down in the bottom right-hand corner, playing as his green Zerg, we've seen him before, is Tefel.
Because this is a PvZ, we gotta put on the PvZ music, yo.
I didn't know that Franscar played Protoss in GVZ, or for GVZ instead.
He like many Zerg players off races against the Zergs. He doesn't like to play the ZVZ, so he plays PvZ, and his PvZ is pretty dang good too. Now his Zerg in general, I'd say, is better. His PvZ probably his worst matchup, but I'm not really sure about that. He can definitely still hold his own playing Protoss here against Zerg. Tefel, who we saw in the first match of the night, with that crazy game too against Mderg, though has taken a game off of him, but Franscar has taken a game so far as well. So pretty even match here, unless there was some sort of really weird cheese that somebody lost to. But you know what? This is a tournament. You're responsible for losing to cheeses. No excuses.
Tefel is going to make a spawning pool because he knows how to play Zerg, and the hatchery is a third of the way done because he knows how to play Zerg.
And Franscar gonna go ahead and get a Nexus because he does know how to play Protoss, right? Yep. There it is. Yeah, seeing that hatch first knows he can get the Nexus before the cannon, especially at these extremely long rush distances here on one of our bigger maps, Circuit Breaker. And the fact that these players did spawn cross position from each other.
So we'll see if Franscar gets Gateway first or Cannon first. It's not a giant difference. Gateway gives you a little bit of faster tech, but Cannon keeps you safer.
Yeah. Seeing as how it was a hatch first and they are cross positions, he could probably easily get away with getting the gateway first. Tefel not even producing these Zerglings right now after his spawning full finish. Probably just going to continue to drone up, producing Overlords. So he does go ahead and get the gateway first. Still will be perfectly safe against any sort of early pairs of Zerglings. Meantime, Tefel will go ahead and transfer the drone, start saturating that natural mineral line. He's got the nice 9, the perfect 9 saturation here on the main, and he has his main hatchery rallied over to his natural mineral line. Very nicely done there by Tefel. Gonna be squeezing every last mineral out of his drones.
2 queens in the way. Zergling speed's about 1/3 of the way done, despite there being no Zerglings on the map. But Zergling speed's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's something you generally want to have. There's never a good reason to not have Zergling speed, I don't think, unless you're going for some sort of really crazy cheese rush, lurker, like the fastest lurker drops possible or something like that. Then you might want to skip it. But Zergling speed, always something you want to have. It's just a good upgrade. Probe will get a nice scout going off here. We'll see the layer is on the way. Doesn't see the natural extractor going down though, so might not quite catch all the important information. So far, he does see that there's no Hydros Den, but it's only about time for the Hydro Den to go down right around now. So if Tefel does throw that down, doesn't necessarily mean anything here for Franscar, but still no Hydro Den at this point, so likely will be a Spire.
Tefel only has 2 guys in gas at the main, so I find that pretty interesting. He actually has 2 and 2. Okay, now there's 3 at the natural. I'm not sure if this is a mistake or if it's trying to throw Franscar off, because you only did see 1 gas with 2 drones inside of it.
Yeah, this natural gas I have to think is probably a mistake. Behind this Franscar though, going into the Stargate and also getting +1 air weapons. Which will help him if it does wind up being a Mutos play. Now Tefel also going to go ahead and take the third o'clock. The third o'clock?
The 3rd o'clock?
Take a third at the 3 o'clock.
3rd o'clock, I like that.
It's the 3rd o'clock, yeah. We'll just combine the 2, right? It's perfect. Yeah, still no tech structure here for Tefel. He's still just entirely... Okay, now we do have a Hydros Den now coming down. I don't know if that was spurred on by something he saw... no, he didn't really have an Overlord in the base, so it wasn't any sort of scouting information. Just a fairly late Hydro Den. But Tefel will be going into Hydras, which will help him against those Corsairs with +1. trying to keep his overlords alive if at all possible. No overlord! No! There's a cannon here. Oh, Tefel. Tefel,
There's a
no.
cannon shooting you.
Yeah,
stop?
that free overlord. Franscar didn't even have to use a single mouse click to kill that overlord. That's pretty good for him. So Franscar's first Corsair will get into the base of Tefel and get a nice scout off. We'll be able to see that Hydra den is finished. First Hydras are on the way.
Actually, it's a spore at the natural, which is pretty interesting because there isn't one to main. It's just one at the natural, so it could be for like Corsairs, could be for DTs, but just a generally safe spore.
Yeah, and a good place for him to start collecting his overlords. If he wants to sit his overlords over that spore, try to keep them safe against the Corsair harassment. This Corsair could get some nice overlord kills right here. There's no Spire here, so these Corsairs have free reign over the skies. They really only have to worry about Hydras trying to catch them, and right now there's not a whole lot of Hydras out, and they don't have speed. And getting to this third is pretty difficult, so these Corsairs will get some nice overlord kills here. +1 not quite done yet, but when it does finish, these Corsairs will take down the overlords even faster.
2 overlords do go.
Oh no! Franscar! 5!
And
1!
1! Oh god, that's the luckiest overlord.
Almost loses a Corsair and he still doesn't get it. That's really sad. Oh wow. Popping overlords feels so good too. It's so sad when one survives. I mean, it's not sad for Tefel, but it's sad for me. As a Protest player, I'm very sad. I've done that plenty of times. So here comes a Zealot push out here. Leg speed about to finish here. Franscar does have +1, has a nice upgrade advantage for the next about 30 seconds here. Will be 30 seconds before Tefel's armor upgrade does finish, so these Zealots will two-shot Zerglings here for a little while.
Oh,
and gonna trap some Hydras up against the wall. Nowhere for these Hydras to go. Nice position here for these Zealots.
These there did, or not the enraged did deal a decent amount of damage, and these Zealots are now forced to pull back with all the Hydras and the Wings.
Yeah, there's just way too many Hydras here for these Zealots to fight. These Corsairs got to get out of dodge. +1 still not quite done yet. These Zealots are going to try to take the fight. They're pretty low on health, and there's a lot of Hydras here. Storm now on the way, as well as some Templar. Franscar's got to start throwing down some more cannons. He is getting up his 4th cannon here at his natural. He's got to pull these Corsairs back!
This could have been really bad, but didn't lose Corsair. Actually didn't take any hull damage on doing that, so they didn't manage to do all right. This Corsair is flirting with danger, but does get out.
Yep, and these Corsairs are going to go ahead and start harassing these overlords again. I mean, there is one spore here, but they can take down a bunch of overlords and potentially try to pull some of this Hydra army back. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Nice job by Franscar. Realizing what's going on, will go ahead and potentially get a nice supply block off here on Tefel. Tefel unable to produce any more units here for a little while. Supply blocked all the way down to 62.
Very nice supply block. There are 4 more overlords on the way.
Oh, a nice surround here by Tefel, really setting the trap, but these Corsairs managed to evade it. And then behind this, Storm will be able to complete here for Franscar. Be able to get a few Templar out, and now he'll be able to stay safe on 2 bases and let his Corsairs continue to harass the overlords. Will potentially, there's 3 more sitting right here. Not the position that Tefel wants those overlords in. These Hydras cannot protect his overlords if they're floating above a dead space like this. And continuing to supply block his opponent. Now the Hydra's trying to come in here. Quite a few Lings do go down immediately. There's a lot of cannons. Huge Storm going down, taking down a bunch of Hydras. Now, Franscar does still have another Storm.
Forge does go down. This gateway isn't going to go down. The Hydras are going to pull back. They actually don't have speed.
Yeah, a large number of Zealots, or especially some DTs, could do wonders here because Franscar has killed so many Overlords. He has control of the skies with his Corsairs. Not a whole lot of Corsairs still. He hasn't felt the need to overproduce on them because he doesn't have to worry about any sort of Spire units. Does lose 1 Corsair, but still getting so many Overlords. The supply blocks are real here. And it's allowing Franscar to take a nice little supply lead. And also has a worker lead here as well. Now, Tefel does have 3 bases, which, you know, Protest opponent has 2, you really do need 3 as a Zerg player.
Ooh,
we have a Sentinel coming out.
I like the Sentinel a lot because Tefel does not have a Spire, so he doesn't really have a way to chase us, and especially with speed only just about 2/3 done for the Hydras, the Sentinel is basically free to do whatever it wants.
Yeah, those slow Hydras will not be able to escape the Null Wards. So nice use of continuing to use that Stargate even after his Corsairs have somewhat outlived their usefulness. Now they're going to continue to go around and harass Overlords when possible. But a lot of Hydras are on the field. Oh, actually, there's four Overlords in the main that are pretty unprotected. There's only 1 Hydra here going to start poking away at this Corsair eventually, but not until these Corsairs do get at least 1 more Overlord here.
Oh,
that's a lot of Hydras, though.
Oh, they do get away, barely.
Yeah, Franscar gonna start working on establishing a third. He's got a cannon coming up. Sentinels are out. Sentinels and a lot of Templar here. We'll have a lot of splash damage with this army here pretty soon. There are lurkers out in the field for Tefel. Does Franscar? Yes, Franscar already does have observer tech and is working on producing his first observer. And there goes the third. Now he's just got to make sure he keeps it safe. Small group of Hydra is going to get completely trapped here and get shredded by the Zealot and Dragoon force.
Does bait out a storm. 2 of the Hydras will go down.
Yeah.
And actually, the Protoss is going to go up to 3 bases, and Tefel hasn't secured a 4th yet, so I'm a little...
Oh! Tefel eats a huge storm on the ramp. Do not want to be on that bridge when the storm comes down. But now these lurkers getting into a nice position and going to be morphing some more up here on the high ground.
These probes! Actually, the observers will reveal the workers. The workers will get taken out pretty quickly, and a very nice storm on the ramp, but doesn't really kill them all, but don't have
Oh, second storm though, it gets a lot of damage done. You're going to kill a lot of lurker cocoons here as well.
And the third storm is going to...
Nope. And just an extra one, splash it down for good measure. Yeah, whittling away most of that force. Franscar very safe to go ahead and get that third up now. But he did lose quite a few zealots in that engagement. He's got to be careful coming up this high ground. Now, of course, there are no overlords here, so no chance this observer is going to get taken down anytime soon unless it gets stormed.
The workers are now going to get taken out, and Tefel is going to be forced to pull back. Another great storm takes out 2 more Hydras.
Yeah. Now, Franscar doesn't want to be too willy-nilly with the storms. Now, of course, the energy will regenerate as long as he keeps those Templar alive, but using a storm for 2 Hydras might be a bit of overkill. Probably not necessary. But in the meantime, Tefel is still only on 3 bases here, though he has gotten up to Hive Tech, is getting Defilers, does have Consume on the way. More Overlords can be taken down, though, here.
Yeah, these Corsairs have 4 kills in one and 3 kills in the other, and that number's just going to go up as these Overlords do go down.
Yeah, continue to take down, and there's not a whole lot of Hydras in place to take care of these Corsairs. They're going to get another supply block. Tefel has been supply blocked for huge amounts this game. And one last Overlord will take him all the way down to 54.
And both of the Corsairs live again.
Wow. Well done by Franscar here. Now here's a big push here at the third. Much like how Tefel cut off Emderg's forces from his third on Fighting Spirit, Franscar now getting a nice position against Tefel in between his third and his forces. Taking out Defiler. That's a huge loss here. Every Defiler is really important here for Tefel. There's not a whole lot of Storm left here, so those Dark Swarms will be pretty effective if you can get them down. It's mostly a Dragoon force.
That was a decent storm, forcing Army to kind of go on the long way and take a lot of pot shots for the Dragoons. And now Tefel's kind of in a full retreat. He's going to try to engage now. Very nice Dark Swarm, and now Franscar is being forced to pull back.
There's a lot of Lings here, but not quite the numbers. A nice Storm does take down those Lings. Now this Dragoon force is pretty uncontested. There's just not enough Hydras here to fight this. I love this. Franscar just sending the Zealots down in here to try to take that out. And here comes another engagement here with the Defilers and the Hydras.
Oh, very nice Gnome Ward.
Ooh, but nicely baited out here by the Zergling. Oh, both of the Defilers go down. One of them backs back into the Storm.
Oh,
Storm right on top of that Dark Swarm.
By the Hydras. Actually, the Dark Swarm playing in the favor, and Tefel GG Franscar winning 2-1.
Well played by Franscar. Good series. He'll be moving on to the round of 8.